All right, everybody, welcome to the second Q&A daily this week, where I answer your questions from the ask.fm. Don't forget to head over to ask.fm/geekdom101, where I will answer your questions regarding, well, anything you want. In fact, the first question on this go-around is about wrestling. It's not even about Dragon Ball, which is good because I like to answer non-Dragon Ball questions too. So, Alfredo asks, make a stable with anyone from any era, one lady, one tag, and one singles. All right, so this is an easy one. I'm going to pick, for the singles, I'm going to pick Dr. D, David Schultz. For the tag, I'm going to pick, I'll pick Demolition. And, no, not Demolition, the Assassins. I'm going to pick the Assassins, and the one lady's going to be Dark Journey. That's going to be my stable. It's going to be called Southern Justice. So, I know there's already a Southern Justice, but I don't care. I like that one a little bit more. That's a super inside joke. Unless you listen to my wrestling podcast over on geekdom101.com called The Lucha Brothers, you wouldn't know what I was talking about. So Emmanuel writes, after the events of the last arc, I'm surprised Kid Trunks didn't join Universe 7's tournament team. Why do you think that is? Not really sure, but some people are saying because they're kids. I don't really know, but we're going to find out when the episodes air. That I can tell you. Have you noticed how Vegeta seemed a lot like Shadow the Hedgehog in Dragon Ball Z, and Goku seems a lot like the Hedgehog? Yes, I have. In fact, I have a video coming out, but Goku actually existed before Sonic, and Vegeta existed before Shadow, so it's more so the other way around. But I'm working on a video that'll come out sometime in 2017 about the similarities between Dragon Ball and Sonic. Moving on. What if Beerus had a vision of an SSGSS around the same time Broly was born? Then Beerus has the plan of kidnapping Broly after finding out how powerful he was to train into a SSGSS all the way up until his childhood. Who then do you think Broly can beat and can't beat in combat? I would say a lot of people, honestly. I don't. That's a wacky scenario, bro. That is a wacky scenario. I think he would probably be right around probably Vegeta's level, I would say, because Vegeta's also said to be a prodigy. But I know Broly fans want to make believe this guy's like freaking the Omni King or something like that. I think he would be right around where Vegeta is now. That's my quick analysis on that. I'm not really going to give it too much thought. What if Beerus knew about an SSGSS? This guy likes to ask these questions. Before Frieza destroyed Planet Vegeta, do you think Beerus would stop Frieza from blowing up a Planet Vegeta to bring forth an SSGSS? He was asleep. So, but if you're saying if he was awake, would he have remembered the Oracle Fish's prophecy? I mean, that is the question. So, I would say that if anything that jeopardized Beerus fighting the Super Saiyan God, I would say yes, he would try to stop anything jeopardizing it. So, he would probably stop Frieza. When the English dub of Super Trunks arc aired, do you think voice actor for Goku will use SS3 or SS4 voice to play as Black? Your thoughts? Well, I did a whole video on this, but also if you play Xenoverse 2, you'll hear he sounds like SS4. Hopefully they'll fix that up and it'll be neither one. My last question, I guess this guy has multiple questions here. We're gonna, by the way, for this Q&A, we're gonna hop up and down for different questions because some of these are repeats. Like, so I answered these yesterday. Like, if you're good, don't send repeat questions unless it's been a while since you sent them. So, let me move on though. Quanman doesn't really live in Antarctica, does he? No comment on that. You figure it out. Are Grade 8 forms something you will let see return to Super, even if temporary? Maybe Vegeta wishes for a tail so he has Trump card in the Universe Tournament. I don't know if I answered this already or not, but I wouldn't mind seeing like a modified Grade 8 form, like maybe an SS Blue Grade 8 form, like they did with the Gold Grade 8 and GT. But the traditional Grade 8's not going to have any power to sustain a real battle here. So do you agree with most fans' assessment that Brian Drummond and Scott McNeil suit early Vegeta and Piccolo better than their post-Frieza characters, and Chris Sabat is the better choice for those later episodes since both characters were less evil at that point? Yes, I've actually said that in my interview. Yes. But I still think McNeil's Piccolo is the best Piccolo, even no matter what. No matter what, McNeil's just on a level beyond a lot of other voice actors. Excuse me. See, I've answered these questions already. See, that's why I like to jump around, because I have answered all of these questions literally already. He's asking my thoughts on Dragon Ball Absalon. I think it lacks essential things to be considered Dragon Ball, but it has interesting concepts. Yeah, I kind of agree. Absalon is super popular with some people, others hate it. I think it's just Melavelli's vision of what he thinks or what the Dragon Ball he grew up with. So, I mean, if you're making custom animation, you want to make little Dragon Ball, like, fan made animations, hey, that's on you, man. He's doing the work, he's doing it. Personally, I think it does have some good concepts, but it's definitely not Dragon Ball in the traditional sense. It's just his version of it. So I have no opinion either way. I think it's okay. Like it's all right. Let's see here. Geekin, considering Goku's age throughout Dragon Ball, would you place him being born 734, 737? I like 737. I think that the 730, because that was 730. See, Dragon Ball Minus. He's talking about Dragon Ball Minus. Dragon Ball Minus screwed all this up. Because Goku had come to Earth and was a baby originally, or so, based on the anime, and what that explained, the Bardock special, that is. But then they made him 3 years old, so it's difficult to say, because then it would change the ages, it would change the years. But I'm still going to go with 737, because I don't like Dragon Ball Minus, and like everybody else in the community, I make up my own canon. Would an SS3 or 4 Nappa grow hair? Would his goatee grow at SS3? Would an SS3 Raditz grow a longer hair? They actually just released on Dragon Ball Heroes SS3 Nappa. SS3 Raditz is a little bit longer hair, but yes, you answered your own question, pretty much. Do you think the Pioneer trilogy will ever be re-released? Probably not, because Funimation puts everything out themselves. I know the Ocean dub of Kai will probably never be released, but would the replacement score have been a deal breaker for you? I don't think it has a replacement score. If you're asking me if it does have one, or if it did have one, if I would get pissed, depends on what the score is. I don't like replacement scores, but there you go. Who is more handsome, you or Black and Fist? Definitely Black and Fist. Who is smarter, me or Quaman? Definitely Quaman. Can you explain why Zamasu was able to breach the other timeline when he became those flying heads, but the Omni King destroying an entire universe did affect the main timeline at all? Well, no, it did affect it in a way, because they were seeing and feeling the explosion. Like, it was kind of a trip. The thing about Zamasu doing that, we've never seen anything like that before in Dragon Ball. Like, we've never seen anything like that before, to where this character Zamasu was able to essentially try to become one with the multiverse, and then Omni King to come in there and wipe everything out. I mean, it was almost, watching that episode, every time I watch that episode again, it's just freakier and freakier every time. We've never seen anything like that before. And his power was so strong that it actually bled through space and time when there was a warp made. And that, and even Whis could sense it. And that's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous levels of power. So, it didn't affect the main timeline, but they could sense it, and that to me says that I think the Omni King can do that too. It's just we didn't see it. Do you know the anime Koe no Katachi? Never heard of it. From John Ray. Sorry. Why didn't Piccolo use the Mafuba in DBZ? Well, that's a great question. We don't really know why the Mafuba is not being used until Super. I mean, you would think, hypothetically speaking, the Mafuba would probably work against Boo, but then again, maybe because Boo was so powerful, maybe it wouldn't have worked. Maybe because he was sludge, he would have gotten out. So it's tough to say, but I'm guessing the real answer is Toriyama just forgot. Do you enjoy the Saiyan Saga Easter eggs in episode 70? Yes, I did a video about it. I did enjoy them very much. After seeing episode 70, I'd love to see a football episode. Geekdom, what would we want to see if they play sports again? Football, basketball, soccer. I think soccer would be fun, honestly. I think soccer would be fun. Okay. Say a random villain got into Boo's body after Kid Boo's death. I think he means Fat Boo. And removed the two Supreme Kais out of Fat Boo's body. Considering the fact that he's 100% good, will we have a good version of Kid Boo? No. But that is a good question, because it's very confusing. And for years I racked my brain about it. Someday I'll do a video about Majin Buu and kind of explain as best I can, because it is a little bit of a, I don't want to say inconsistency, but it's a little bit of kind of cheap storytelling. But pretty much the way that I always interpreted it was because Fat Buu absorbed the Fat Kai, I guess the Fat Kai spirit kind of became one with him. So he's just pretty much destined to be fat. In other words, when they were inside of Buu and they saw like Goten and Trunks like being attached to him, I don't believe that there was anybody else there, because the other people who were inside of him were assimilated, before. I think that the way that the absorption works is that you become absorbed, and then after some time, you become assimilated into Majin Buu permanently. Now, the weird thing is, of course, how can Kid Buu and Fat Buu exist? That's the one that's kind of tricky, which I have to think about. But point is that, no, I think they wouldn't find those Supreme Kais in there because they've already been assimilated into Buu permanently. Okay. Sean W. writes, I was wondering, although Hit outclasses Botamo, and since Hit uses vital pressure points for combat, while Botamo can nullify Ki Blast in combat attacks, if the two were to fight, would Hit defeat Botamo? If so, how? Thank you. If it's not too much trouble, unless someone has already asked you this. No, Sean, thank you. That was a great question. I have not heard that yet. The bottom line is, I discussed this a while back, actually. It's been a few months since we've seen that tournament, but yes, Botamo can nullify attacks. That makes him extremely dangerous and a character with the highest defense we've ever seen. But Hit, with it's not really so much about vital pressure point. That is a good thing, but it's all about the time skip. We've never seen how strong Botamo actually is, and for all we know, even though Botamo might not be physically strong, his defensive capabilities to take your blast and deflect them might make him almost impossible to beat. But if you were to put a gun to my head, I would say, yeah, I think Hit would win. I think Hit would definitely win, and I think that Hit would. I think he would win the fight. I think he's just so much more powerful. Again, in my estimation, we've never seen Botamo's full strength, so I don't know. But I just think that with the time skip, he can probably perform that technique he did on Frost, where he put a bunch of holes in him. I don't know if Botamo has a counter to that. Let me know in the comments what you think. It's very hard to give an answer on that because we didn't see enough of Botamo in Dragon Ball Super. We did not see what he's really capable of, so it's not easy. I mean, it's not easy to really give a straight answer on that. Zhao Ken, and I think he has it's a two-part question. We're going to start down here. Do you think Frieza's final form still has a bulky 100% mode? Does his golden form? I think Frost's final form is actually his golden. It looks similar. I wonder if chilled and cold have final forms like Frieza and or Cooler. And why Frieza and Cooler's final forms look so different. They should have had Cooler look more like Frieza. Then when he revealed his new form, he could have looked drastically different. Well, Cooler, the thing about the Cooler thing, I talked about this in my in-depth about Cooler, is that they kind of retcon in a way for Cooler the transformations, because the way it's supposed to be is that Frieza's final form is his birth form, and the other forms existed to conserve power. We didn't even know what the hell Golden was back then because Toriyama had not thought up of Golden Frieza until like 2015 or 2014 or whatever. 2014 is when they started talking about Frieza. 2015 is when the movie came out. So it would have been 2014 because the script was already done in the summer of 2014. So anyways, Cooler, on the other hand, was created. It was designed by Toriyama, but the way they describe it is that he was able to achieve a fifth form. So that means that it's possible that other members of Frieza's race could also achieve a fifth form. But I don't think Golden Frieza has a bulky mode. In fact, I think Golden Frieza is like a bulky mode. It's got the same weakness, that his stamina depletes every time he fights. So it is somewhat inconsistent, but there you go. He's telling me that I should take less time explaining things to the viewers in my super reviews. Well, the problem is that what I do on this channel is explain things. So that's not going to happen, bro. Like, that's what I do on this channel is I explain things and we have discussions. So it's my style. Like I said in my last super review, it's my style. If you think the super review is too long, well, it's my style, bro. I mean, that's just how I am. There's other people who review shit that do it different than me. Maybe you'll like one of them. I mean, I appreciate the constructive criticism. I'm just saying that it's one of those things where I like explaining things because if I don't, it's going to lead to more people being confused and more comments. I'm trying to clear everything out and make it, I'm trying to explain it as best I can. Let's see here. Saitama versus Orale. We'll set the programmer already covered that on his video. Who do you think will win in a fight, Black or Omega Shenron? Well, I used to think it would be Omega Shenron, but I think it depends on what Black, but I think Black at his full power would win now. I think that initially when I talked about Super versus GT, I thought that GT was stronger, but now that it's been 2 arcs, or 3 arcs since I've done that video, it's one of those things where I think that the characters in Dragon Ball Super have far and away surpassed the ones in GT. I think that they're fourth dimensional. You know, they're pretty damn strong. Is what I'm trying to say. At least the main ones are. I see the blood all over. Does that make you feel more like a man? Do the saliva thing, bro. Get out of here. Do you think Kuririn or Yamcha 22nd Budokai could beat Goku 21st Budokai or Jackie Chun? Ooh, that's a good question. Okay. I think Krillin could beat 21st Budokai Goku. Yes. Yamcha probably could as well. Because it's been 3 years, dude. I think he can. Now, could they beat Jackie Chun? Probably not. I still think that in that tournament, the power scale was Tenshin Han number 1, Goku number 2. Even though that was a very close fight and Goku may have beat him in under different circumstances, he didn't get the job done. Tenshin Han's number 1, Goku is number 2, Jackie Chun's number 3. And some people even think that Jackie Chun is stronger than both of them, which is holding back. I don't think so, but some think that. So no, they couldn't beat him. I'm going to keep moving here. Do you find it odd that people criticize GT for being the Goku and Pan show, but that praise Super when it's the Goku and Vegeta show? Well, the difference is, okay, first of all, Vegeta's more popular. I mean, that's one thing. We all know that. But I think the big difference between GT and Super when it comes to criticizing who gets pushed so much is that the problem with Pan is that she has a lot of potential, but a lot of people found her annoying in GT. I personally didn't find her that annoying except for 1 or 2 episodes here and there because she's way too powerful than she really should be logically. But once again, we see her flying in space as a baby in Super, so maybe I'm wrong about that. But Vegeta's just a more popular character. You know, both shows definitely suffer from not using their cast properly, but you could even make an argument that the Cell Saga did the same. I'm sorry, not the Cell Saga. After the Cell Saga, even the Buu arc, you could make an argument that even then Toriyama wasn't using the side characters well enough. So, I mean, again, everybody has a right to their opinion here, right? And I respect your opinion if that's what you think. But nonetheless, it's one of those things where I think Vegeta has at least shown to be equal with Goku, so it makes it much more of a balanced show when you have 2 guys who are closer in power than just Goku and Pan. I mean, Pan couldn't beat Baby Vegeta or any of the Dragon. I mean, she could beat the weaker ones, but she couldn't beat the strong Dragon, so it's like, you know. Do you think that Boss Rabbit turning Zamasu into a carrot would have been a better end to the arc? I would have loved it. Many people wouldn't have had an idea. Can you and Mr. Fusion and Beautiful Friends make a discussion about which Tenkaichi Budokai is the best? I think it would be interesting as you all have different ones as your favorites. Well, I already covered that in a video with Jay and another friend of mine. He's it's a Talk Dragon. It was a while back, but we already covered that. And as far as and it was Son Goku World was the name of his channel. Is the gentleman I'm talking about? We covered that already, but I'm not gonna give away his real name, but Son Goku World was his channel name. But anyways, we already covered that. So doing a video with another repeat topic, I mean, it would have to be some time from now. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's like the same topic. I don't like revisiting topics unless there's a reason to. What if SSJ5 Broly married Gine inside GT? Man, I haven't heard that in a while. I've already answered this question before. That's weird. It's kind of an old question. Which technique would you want to have? Instantaneous movement, Bukujutsu, or multiform? Definitely instantaneous movement because I like the idea. I would love to fly, but the idea of teleportation is fucking awesome. Who would be stronger, Buu with Cell Absorb or Cell with Buu Absorbed? I don't think Cell can absorb Buu, bro, so I think Buu wins. Quinn versus Beautiful Friends at Connect 4. Well, it's funny because it's funny because as far as that goes, Quinn and Beautiful Friends, they went back and forth on that. And it's one of those things where I think Juan was winning the first couple and then Quinn won. So it depends on who's playing. Why won't you give us a face reveal? We, the subscribers, deserve to know who exactly we're supporting. No. First of all, I don't do face reveals. I don't have a webcam. That's the first reason. Second of all, if I choose to keep my life private, if I choose not to show my face and tell you about my family and stuff like that, that's my choice as a content creator. Nothing at all, there's no you can't force me to do what I don't want to do, bro. Bottom line. And if you think you deserve to see what I look like, then it shouldn't matter, because if you don't see my face, you should still appreciate the content. And if seeing my face is a prerequisite for you liking my content, then you really don't like my content, and I don't really want you to subscribe to me. You see what I'm saying? My content speaks for itself. You don't need to see my face. Plus, my face has already been revealed like 6 times already. It's not even a secret anymore. It's already been revealed. You know, it's just people. I guess I understand wanting to know like what I look like to connect with me better, but if I choose to remain private, I would rather do that. And I'm not the only content creator who does that either. So it's like, come on. Can you do a video explaining why you think Revenge of the Sith is a bad movie? At some point, maybe, but I'm considering not doing any more Star Wars. I have to really think about it. So, there you go. Have you ever tried to get Black and Fist in the Star Wars? I have, and he said he's only seen a couple of the movies, so there you go. Also, why do you and Jay never collab on Star Wars videos? Because Jay's not really a hardcore fan. Do you sometimes get ideas and topics for your videos through our questions? Yes, I have in the past. Absolutely. Absolutely, without question. Do you think the Ewoks get too much hate? Yes. I'm going to skip this and go some more Dragon Ball stuff here. I did some Star Wars from Dragon Ball. We're going to wrap it up here shortly. Do you think Funimation will ever call Goku Son or Son Goku or any of the other names? Or do you think he'll forever be Kakarot and Goku in their new dubs? Solid saying, well, actually, you're all wrong, because he's called Son Goku in the Kai dub, so watch Kai. Last question. Sing me the Edge theme. Dun, 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 dun. On this day, I see clearly. Alright, that's it, bro. That's all you get. I think I know him. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, why is Frieza your favorite bad guy? Because I did a whole video on it. He's badass. He's just a badass villain, Nazi. Why does Goku refer to himself as an Earthling in GT? Because he's from Earth, bro. That's why. Why don't you just block the guy keep spamming those? Because you can't block, what do you call it? People who are anonymous. They're all pussies, bro. Will you ever show off your entire DVD and Blu-ray Laserdisc collection? Yeah. I don't see why not. It's not that impressive, but I don't see why not. I do have some good stuff. Alright, last question here, guys. Big D, been here since 8K. Thank you. One hell of a road. Yes, it has been. What are the possibilities that Funimation is going to reanimate some of the DBS episodes like Episode 5 for the last time? This question triggers me because it's like such a thing. I guess people just don't understand. Funimation does not animate. Funimation dubs. All they do is dub, put out DVDs. They don't animate. There are no animators in Funimation. They do not animate. Nobody at Funimation animates. The stuff that's been fixed has already been fixed by Toei. Malik says, I wanted to ask if maybe after I finish college I can help you with your channel, because it would be an honor. Malik, well, you have to tell me what you do. You know, it's more about what you do. I've already been asked this question already. And this guy's just, look, don't spam these questions again, bro. Like, I've already gotten this. What is your favorite non-manga book? Ooh, that's a good question, dude. I'm trying to think, actually. There's a really funny book. It's about novel. See, I don't know. See, that's tough to say. Shit. You know, I don't even know what the. I guess it's Great Gatsby. I like Great Gatsby and Catcher in the Rye. I guess those are my two favorites. Why'd you vote for Trump? Come on, bro. Chill out. All right, one more question, then we'll get out of here. O'Reilly versus Bugs Bunny. Who wins? Well, they're both gag characters, but I would say O'Reilly wins on that one. That's it, folks, for this edition of Geekdom Q&A Tuesday, or whatever. I will talk to you guys later, and we'll be coming back with more of these as the week progresses. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to y'all down the road.